Edinburgh was founded 3,000 years ago where is now placed the Edinburgh Castle. Edinburgh must its existence to Castle Rock. The Palace of Holyrood House is the official residence of the British monarch in Scotland. Located at the bottom of the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, at the opposite end to Edinburgh Castle, Holyrood Palace has served as the principal residence of the kings and the queens of Scotland since the 16th century. Between 1501 and 1505, James IV constructed a new Gothic palace adjacent to the abbey. The palace was built around a quadrangle situated west of the abbey cloister. It contained a chapel, gallery, royal apartments, and a great hall. The chapel occupied the north range of the quadrangle, with the queen's apartment occupying part of the south range. In 1544, during the War of the Round Going, the Earl of Hertford sacked Edinburgh, and Holyrood was looted and burned. Repairs were made, but the altars were destroyed by a reforming mob in 1559. After the Scottish Reformation was formalized, the abbey buildings were neglected, and the choir and transepts of the abbey church were pulled down in 1570. The naked ghost of Agnes Sampson, stripped and tortured in 1592 after being accused of witchcraft, is said to roam the palace.
Carlton Hill is a hill in central Edinburgh, Scotland, situated beyond the east end on Prince Street and included in the City UNESCO World Heritage Site. Views of and from the hill are often used in photographs and paintings of the city. Carlton Hill is the headquarters of the Scottish Government, which is based at Sandringham House, with the Scottish Parliament building and other notable buildings, for example Holyrood Palace, lying near the foot of the hill. In May 1518, the Carmelite friars were granted lands by charter from the city and Greenside and built a small monastery there. Monasteries were suppressed following the Scottish Reformation of 1560, and it stood empty before conversion on 1591 into a hospital for lepers, founded by Johnson Robertson, a city merchant.
The Scott Monument is a Victorian Gothic monument to Scottish author Sir Walter Scott. It's the largest monument to writer in the world. It stands in Prince Street Gardens in Edinburgh, opposite the Jennings department store on Prince Street and near Edinburgh Walbury railway station, which is named after a Scott Walbury novels. Following Scott's death in 1832, John Steele was commissioned to design a monumental statue of Scott to the rest space between the tower 4 columns. Steele's statue, made from white Carrara marble, showed Scott instead, rising from writing one of his work with a keel pen and his dog Maida by his side.
St Giles Cathedral, also known as the High Kirk of Edinburgh, is the principal place of worship of the Church of Scotland in Edinburgh. Its distinctive crown steeple is a prominent feature of the city's skyline, at about a third of the way down the Royal Mile, which runs from the castle to the Holyrood Palace. Today, it is sometimes regarded as the mother church of Presbyterianism. The cathedral is dedicated to St Giles, who is the patron saint of Edinburgh. It is the Church of Scotland parish church for part of Edinburgh's Old Town. In 1385, the building suffered a fire and was rebuilt in the subsequent years. Many chapels, referred to as isles, were added, greatly enlarging the church and leaving it rather irregular in plan. In 1466, St Giles was established as a collegiate church by Pope Paul II. By the middle of the 16th century, immediately before the Reformation arrived at Scotland, there were about 58 altars in the church, some of which were placed by the city's trade incorporation and dedicated to their patron saints.